official duties as her netball representative of the Ovens and Murray. Today, a premiership rematch, reigning premiers Yarrawonga at home to the Wangaratta Magpies, both teams posting comprehensive wins in their first 2 home and away games. Before we get into it, I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from today, the Yorta people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. On court at the moment, Dave Sinclair, chairman of the Ovens and Murray, is presenting life membership to Bridget Cassar, long-time legend of the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Both teams lined up to celebrate this occasion.
She's been a part of the Yarrawonga, what I'd call dynasty. Yarrawonga have won 8 premierships, A-grade premierships since 2009. Bridget's played in 7 of those premierships. She's also played in 2 B-grade premierships, and last year, along with Laura Irvine, was co-coach at the 2022 flag. So it gives me great pleasure. There's no one more deserving of this award to present this O&M life membership to Bridget Cassar from the
Big congratulations to Bridget Cassar. Over 330 games played, 8-time premiership player for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, being presented with her life membership here today. As well, the unfurling of the A-grade premiership flag for the Pigeons for season 2022. And Bridget will now say a few words.
It's ironic that we're doing the flag unfurling today before a replay of last year's grand final, to be noted. Wangaratta did last year, getting to the grand final. They did that from the elimination final, and they got the opportunity to defend their premiership from 2018 to 2019, but just weren't quite good enough on the day. Yarrawonga last year won it was their 9th premiership. As I mentioned before, they're 8th since 2009. Just an incredible effort from across regional Victoria, particularly across Major League Netball. I don't think that there's a club out there that's got a story to tell like Yarrawonga has about their netball success, certainly over the last 12, 13 years. It's just, it's unbelievable, and there's probably no reason why that story won't continue, although I'm sure Wangaratta will disagree on that. We're doing all they can to take it right up to you girls today and throughout the year. But on behalf of the league, again, to Yarrawonga, congratulations on their win last year. And I'm not sure who's doing it, but it's way down there on that flagpole. And you'll see there's that flagpole.
And there we have it, the unfurling of the A-grade premiership flag from season 2022. Aptly in the corner of the other A-grade court.
Both sides, all the best for the 2023 season, and in particular today. It's a beautiful day. I hope you girls have a great game.
Big congratulations to Yarrawonga, and as Dave Sinclair noted there, today is the premiership rematch between the Yarrawonga Pigeons and the Wangaratta Magpies. Our team list for today, starting with the home team in the Yarrawonga Pigeons, coached by Laura Irvine, is Sarah Moore in goal shooter, Maddie Allen in goal attack, Tilly Kennedy in wing attack, Laura Davis in centre, Laura Ryan in wing defence, Kylie Leslie in goal defence, Hannah Symes in goalkeeper, with Em Larissy and Kalisha Pell on the interchange. A great team for the Pigeons. A few new additions into this lineup. Laura Davis rejoining the Pigeons after a year. with pregnancy, and as well Em Larissy joining the Pigeons from Coral Rutherglen. She has been living over here for probably the past 12 months and got the invite during pre-season, and with Corowa not being able to field an A grade or a B grade team, an opportunity for Em Larissy presented itself. Good afternoon to you, Tamara Matthews.
Oh, good afternoon, Ray. Apologies, it's been a hectic morning, hectic day, but
It is a glorious day, cracking day for netball.
isn't it ever? And I tell you what, these girls are going to know they're alive by the end of this game because it is warm out there in the sun.
And that blue court, the reflection doesn't give too much to the Wangaratta Magpies, coached by Hannah Grady and Lou Byrne. Lou Byrne joining the A-grade coaching ranks again after a year break. In goal shooter, we'll see Georgia Clark. Goal attack could be Kelly Keane or Amy Byrne. Kelly Keane returning to the Ovens and Murray after a year in the Golden Valley. Izzy Newton, previously Izzy Byrne in wing attack. Ellie Cooper in centre. Either Leah Genvy or Brooke Price, another new one to the Wangaratta Magpies, previously at the Raiders in wing defence. Goal defence, Hannah Grady, and goalkeeper Katie Dean, with either, I'm guessing, Amy and Brooke on the bench to start with. So a great lineup there. It's great to see Georgia Clark taking the court once again. We saw her come in on that grand final and really try as best she could with the injury that she sustained at the start of that final series.
She showed a massive heart to get, to get on the court in that grand final. I think she won a lot of supporters that day, and it is great to see her back and certainly developing more and more confidence every game. I think she's putting up some huge numbers, so that's great for Wangaratta, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings today, and this should just be an absolute ripping game.
There's key matchups all over the court. Ellie Cooper, new to the Wangaratta Magpies. Defensive effort there from the Pigeons, turns over their centre pass. Sarah Moore throwing the fake cross court to Tilly Kennedy, but a little bit too much on it. So Katie Dean with the throw in on the sideline closest to where we are broadcasting from today.
So Wang starting with their traditional lineup of Dean, Keeper and Grady in goal defence, with Genvy out on the wing defence. So Brooke Price off the bench for them, which I think is how they have been starting. And it would be pretty hard to change that traditional lineup, wouldn't it, when you just know the strength that Dean and Grady bring.
Particularly with the injection of Cooper into that mid-court, the speed between those three players, and I look to see this tussle between Cooper and Davis being one of the key matchups of the day. Laura Davis and Em Brown both named best in their respective teams last week, playing off against each other, and I think today will be no difference. Kelly Keane, be interesting to know how many games in total she's played across her career, but a great mentor to have in the ranks, whether or not it's her playing on court with Georgia Clark or off court. Speeds, spills out, and the rebound goes in the possession of Yarrawonga. More clever play.
And using the post.
Using the post, is that a stat that Maddie Allen gets us underway with the first goal here in this round 3 clash at the JC Low Oval. Laura Davis.
I reckon she's putting that down as a group.
And not a shooting stat. Laura Ryan in wing defence, always great on the transition. Tilly Kennedy, great forward ball from her. The Pigeons happy to just play around with it a little bit, go side to side until the space in front opens up. Tilly Kennedy and Leah Genvy, another great matchup on court, both in size, pace and tenacity. Contact call on the edge of the circle. Leah Genvy out of play. High ball over to Allen. She's got just a couple of inches ahead of the other girls in that shooting circle, and she makes no doubt the Pigeons out to a 2-goal-to-zip lead. Izzy Newton in wing attack getting that centre pass. Ellie Cooper doing a mountain of work in the pocket deep. Kelly Keane offering an extra mid-court role there in goal attack. The ball just gets played between the centre and wing attack here for the Magpies. Georgia Clark, a great present on the baseline. Hannah Symes too close in goalkeeper, stands out of play, and Georgia Clark nails her first goal for the Magpies. So 2-1 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
And this is another great matchup here, Leah Genvy and Tilly Kennedy. Both have fantastic pace and drive onto the ball. As we see Wangaratta tip to the ball from Genvy, and Hannah Grady watches it, comes down with it, and Laura Ryan just a bit late to the party there. So Wangaratta have the opportunity to take it into attack again as Ellie Cooper finds a driving Izzy Newton, but there's no penalty called, and it's going to be a Yarrawonga throw in. Hannah Symes.
Izzy Newton did her best to try and turn it, and it's last off Ryan, who questions, and it was a contact call on court first. So great work from Izzy Newton. She really put her body on the line there and comes straight into that centre channel into Keane. Ellie Cooper as well, using her body to their advantage. Georgia Clark, great present then.
Yeah, and I think a different role for Izzy Newton. You know, traditionally she's played predominantly centre, but I think with the injection of Cooper, Izzy Newton's going to spend probably a bit more time in the attack because it's got...
She's just got springs underneath her feet.
Has her aerial presence. Cooper, Genvy and Newton all traditionally probably more centres. And they probably don't have someone who's a traditional wing attack. But I think, you know, Izzy with her change of pace, you know, she's great for that position, and I think we'll see her spend a lot more time there.
And I really like the thought of ability that she has. Her speed over that short distance is great. So it'd be interesting to see how they work this mid-court as well. They've got Brooke Price sitting on the bench there, whether or not she comes into a circle defensive role or into wing defence to give a little bit more height, which is the area that Leah Genvy lacks in. But what she doesn't have in height, she sure has in presence aerially and speed-wise. So great depth for the Magpies. Likewise with the Pigeons, Em Larissy sitting on the bench. She'll either rotate into their wing defence or goal defence position. And there's a penalty here on the edge of the circle, just inside the circle. Sorry, Hannah Symes standing out of play. A contact call over the top to Clark, and another goal for the Magpies. So 2 goals apiece here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Our first quarter action being brought to you by Cavalier Homes, and an error on their own centre pass from the Magpies. The defensive pressure of the Pigeons causing that turnover. Laura Ryan, instrumental in their victory last year. Great ball from Laura Davis off balance. Tilly Kennedy seeing the defenders with their eyes down and over through 3 sets of hands to Allen, and she's been putting up some great numbers already this season.
She absolutely has, and she's so mobile for a tall shooter, isn't she? Very athletic and gives some great drive. And I think, you know, between her and Sarah Moore, they have been putting up some great numbers, and they have the option to swing a Laura Davis in there when either of them want to or need to have a little break. And that's a nice
great pass from Kennedy.
Beautiful ball from Kennedy into Allen, and they put another on the scoreboard. So Yarrawonga moved to 3, or should be 4-2, I think, on the 7 automatic scoreboard.
Great hands here from the Pigeons, causing the Magpies to go back to Grady, and the Magpies aren't worried about that. Happy to take the extra pass. Grady to Cooper. Quick play to Keane. Seeing the defenders with their eyes down, but just a little bit too much on that ball, and it leads to the baseline. Symes straight to Ryan, back to Symes, back to Ryan. Centering ball to Davis, and great work from Kylie Leslie there. Stopped, propped, and came back onto the ball. Maddie Allen with the ball in there, shooting third, but a contact call, an offside call just on the transverse line then. So the Pigeons won't be too happy with that. A really simple error from them. Magpies will look to make the most of this. Newton won't want to feed off circle edge too often with the hands and the ability of Symes and Leslie. Great work from Georgia Clark. She used the baseline to her advantage there. Oh, it just comes off on the wrong angle, and a contact call trying to get that rebound. Pigeons on the attack again, and footwork call. A couple of quick errors here.
And you can see they're just trying to get those quick passes off Monday and beat the speed of the Magpies.
Oh, and an error there. The ball just going too far out of the hands of Clark. So Ryan to Davis, back to Ryan. Kennedy stops and props, and back to Leslie. The Pigeons will be happy to play it around as long as someone's coming forward. Clever there from Davis to just stop and wait for the space to unfold, and Kennedy, an error there, just off balance and trying to find the space, but there was no space to be had. Katie Dean coming up to the baseline to take this throw in.
And we see the last few minutes, Wangaratta's pressure here on this transverse line has really stepped up. Much better hands over and stopping that flow that Yarrawonga were getting in those first few transitions. As we see Kelly Keane take a shot for Wangaratta, and no goal called. Magpies caught a held ball, so Yarrawonga gets the ball again. This time they do try and move it quickly before Wangaratta can get hands over.
Tilly Kennedy did her best to juggle that into possession.
The Harlem Globetrotter action there, but she can't hold it, and Wangaratta with the ball. They're forced to go back though, so once again the defensive pressure from Yarrawonga's matching that of Wangaratta, and has the ball. She's trying to find circle edge and does. So Keen with the ball, she takes a big breath and finds the little one, Georgia Clark, but she has to go out, and that's going to be dangerous territory. Kylie Les is so good on those low balls in, and we'll look to pick those off. So I think turning and looking at the shot is going to be what Georgia Clark probably needs to do in the first instance here.
Clever from Sarah Moore then to try and get the pass away, and Katie Dean was in possession, but a contact call first, putting Hannah Grady out of play, and Moore can't quite connect with the goal, but a clever rebound from the Pigeons. Quick hands from Laura Davis. I don't actually think she gained proper possession there. It was just a tap through, and it's a throw-in just right on the circle edge. Sorry, penalty. Ellie Cooper out of play. The high ball going over, but the space confused again by Grady. Laura Ryan, ever reliable for the Pigeons through that centre third. Davis, Genvy coming through with that 1%er. Contact call will step her out of play. Leslie with the ball to Kennedy. Baseline ball to Maddie Allen. Splitting the defenders there to find the space, and a goal from the Pigeons. So they're out to a 5-goal to 2 lead here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Yarra and Sarah Moore drives and dumps, and she's back under the post. So nice quick goal for Yarrawonga. That was a beautiful play. So they'll move forward as it's a Wangaratta goal. So he double plays it and draw. There's been a penalty. Yep, no, she's drawn the penalty. So Wangaratta get the opportunity to take it to circle. They have to reset to the line as Luke finds Keen. She's happy to come out and do the work, and they're happy to play it around. She now has it under the post. And the shot is good. So Keen, she's starting to get her eye now, which is always dangerous for the opposition. And Wangaratta moved to 3 goals on the 7 automated scoreboard.
Izzy Newton on the transverse line, coming up with a 1%er there. Pigeons, an uncharacteristic mistake there, kind of threw it straight to the opposition. Baseline drive from Georgia Clark is good, and this will be a real test for her. Probably the defenders she's come up against so far haven't maybe had to test her ability with landing and those sorts of things, and I think someone like Hannah Symes or Em Larissy, if she goes back in there, certainly Kylie Leslie will make her work for every single ball, and so far I'm really liking what I'm seeing from her.
Absolutely, just that pressure on the receive, and you can see there, it was a clean pressure from Hannah Symes, but it was just enough to make sure to fumble the ball, so she's really going to have to be strong-handed today as Wangaratta look to take it forward. So Jenny's so reliable back there, her and Hannah Grady, and Wang again happy to work it round. And
great contest there from both players,
there.
and I love that that was a no-whistle contest. Both players remained upright, and a great rebound from Hannah Symes, tapping it back to herself and taking 2 hands possession. Laura Ryan Davis working the ball down through this centre third, waiting for the space to come up. Tilly Kennedy high in the Pigeons attacking third, quick hands from the Pigeons and into Allen. Hands over pressure from Grady. Confuses the space there for the shot for Allen, and it pops out the other side for Katie Dean to take the rebound. Hannah Grady gives off to Cooper. Cooper to Newton. She's looking. Keen comes through that centre channel, and Hannah Symes read that. Excellent, but a contact call just on the land. Well done, Kylie Leslie. Saw the space there and came front again. Kylie Leslie, not the tallest of a circle defender, but aerial, and just her timing is immaculate.
Oh, isn't it? Her ability just to read the play is phenomenal. And she's just so clean with the way that she goes about it.
Well done. Coming forward there, I really like that, and that she'll need to do that because the contest between her and Hannah Symes will be one of those aerial ones, and a goal there from Georgia Clark brings the Magpies within 2. 6 goals placed, 4 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Played over 12 minutes in this first quarter, and no one has given an inch more. Calling for the ball there, Tilly Kennedy coming off circle edge, and both teams really congesting each other's attacking third.
Yeah, Wayne going really hard one-on-one there, and just absolutely wearing their opponents like a glove, and you could see just taking up the space, really stopping that drive, that first ball pressure really high as the ball falls out. So Wang with the baseline throw in here, so Katie Dean, Michigan looks to go to Genby. Grady looks to go long, but has to go back.
I loved Grady there. She just turned and knew that the player was going to be there, but unfortunately her defender was right beside Moore with the shot again here. and just falling short, and a contact call there on Maddie Allen. Grady coming down with 2 hands, gives off to Genvi, to Cooper, to Grady. This is a much better transition from the Magpies, using their speed to get that front foot. Pigeons really trying hard to get the turnover here. Circle edge ball for Newton into Clark. That's where they'll want to be feeding from. Clark offers the pass off, and the space opens up. A great triangle there from the Magpies. Another goal for Georgia Clark. 6 goals, plays 5 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
So Newton, great work off that line, drawing the defenders away to open up that space for Ellie Cooper to drive into as Kelly Keane takes it at the top. And Georgia Clark, nice presenting on the base. She's going to have to keep doing that all day until the ball comes out for her. So Yarrawonga have the opportunity to go forward again. But work rate's high. So Kylie Lee's looking sometimes. Tilly Kennedy
She did about 3 drives there. Yep, and just half a second too late to get to there. A great ball there from Sarah Moore into the space in front of Ellen. I love that hold from Grady. The ball just trickling out. Katie Dean with the rebound. Magpies on the attack. Grady, great balance from her to Newton. They're in their attacking half here. Great work from Genvi to find the space, but the ball, a hand came from the Pigeons, and the turnover, and Genvi goes for the parallel pass again. Can't quite get there. Allen here in goal attack for the Pigeons, right under the post, and she nets that one. So 7 goals, plays 5 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. About 30 seconds to play in this first quarter. And what a first quarter it's been for this round 3 action of the Ovens and Murray netball.
Allen looks for the refeed, takes the time with the shot this time, and puts another one in for the Yarrawonga Pigeons late in the quarter. So they'll move to a 7-8-5 lead here. But there's a turnover. Can they get a quick one before the start? No, the heat is gone. So they'll go into the quarter time break with an 8-5 lead here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
This has been O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Thanks to McRae Motors. The first quarter action here at the JC Low Oval sees the Yarrawonga Pigeons with the 3-goal advantage, 8 goals to 5. What a first quarter and what we expected from this game. I think I tipped in the pre-show with Panda and Scotty Mont this morning the Pigeons, but they were laughing at me because I was right on the fence, and it's everything that we wanted. Yarrawonga will get us underway in this second quarter. The hands of Laura Davis, and looking across court, no changes. Oh, sorry. Amy Byrne has come into goal attack for the Magpies, but otherwise no changes on court.
No. And yes, I agree, Ree. I think Yarrawonga, but I think it's probably going to be a tight one.
We're in for the long haul. Second quarter again, thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Davis to Moore happy to give the little one back and step through for a quick attempt there, but can't quite get it through. So Grady, the obstruction call coming with Moore out of play.
And Grady just so strong in that positioning for the rebound, isn't she? And smart to get in there in that front position. As they move it down, so Genby, she's gone into the wing attack position.
Oh, so sorry, the mid-court changed. It was just
Newton's gone to centre, and Cooper's gone back to wing defence. So they have shuffled those positions around, but no one to the bench. So Georgia Clark short,
not quite, and a great rebound there from Leslie, getting the arm over. Pressure, Ryan can't quite gain possession. Just both teams making a few errors here to start this second quarter. Cooper having to reset the penalty just into the right position. Newton, clever hands there to Grady. On to Byrne, and trying to get players out of position. Genby picks up the scraps, putting in the high ball, and obstruction call off the ball for Georgia Clark. So she'll stand out of play. Hannah Symes in goalkeeper for the Pigeons. Gives off to Ryan. Centering drive there from Davis. She's clearing, leaving the path for Leslie to come into that centre channel. Kennedy, high ball. That's better timing from the Pigeons, and Allen just can't quite land that.
Yeah, she was right on the baseline there, so I think she was very aware of her footing and had to flick the ball back in, but unable to keep it in play as Wangaratta move it down the court very quickly. So Genby with that pace and a beautiful vision to find Amy Byrne on the baseline, and she puts the goal up for Wangaratta. So they're chasing hard. They're coming back. So they're 8-6 trailing Wangaratta, Yarrawonga, sorry, on the McRae Motors scoreboard, and they move it forward again in attack as Newton finds Sister Byrne. It's a bit easier this year.
Yeah.
We've got to go Byrne to Byrne.
Interesting.
And Clark with the shot.
Getting married in the off-season, and Clark putting the shot up, and the rebound tapped out from a Pigeon's hand. Amy Byrne collecting this ball on the baseline. A fake sister to sister. Byrne gives the low one down to Clark. A contact call sees Kylie Leslie in goal defence out of play. Clark right under the ring. Putting that shot up, gaining possession of the rebound. So she'll have another go here and putting that shot up there. So the Pigeons, the Magpies trailing by 1, 8-7 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. The score update from the other game happening now. The Panthers with a large lead already, 17 goals leading the Rovers, 9 in the other game happening today. Grady gives off to Genby, a lot of aerial ball there. Newton finding front position and taking a nice deep breath on circle edge. Clark coming forward. Leslie and Symes really splitting that defensive circle. both now finding a body. And the defensive pressure of Pigeons, they're really trying for that 1% to try and gain possession, but just the contact call coming off. Great work from Clark to change and move around. Contact ball. Hannah Symes out of play. Clark puts the shot up. Rebounds out, gets her own rebound and puts it up. So we have an even ball game, 8 goals apiece here in this grand final rematch. Genvy to Byrne to Newton. Cooper and Byrne. Oh, and Laura Davis, a great effort from her and just quite couldn't gain possession of that ball, but she read the double play happening there. Clark on the baseline. Really finding a lot more space already at the start of this second quarter, and Symes with a strong rebound there. 2 hands and possession in the way of the Pigeons. Leslie to Davis, to Moore. Coming out in goal attack is Moore. Through into that centre channel. There's lots of congestion, lots of bodies, and really these two uniforms are quite similar as well. On a day like today, you want to get that quick ball, but on a glance, you could be mistaken, but more clever work between Davis, and she nets her goal there for the Pigeons. So their first goal of this second quarter. Davis to Moore again, and a high ball into Allen, but not enough on it, and Katie Dean coming through, 2-handed take, nice and strong for the 201 game player for the Wang Magpies.
And Moore's released a couple of those big quick ones into Maddie Allen, so I think they're acutely aware of the height difference down there and looking to try and catch Katie Dean with her eyes down as Magpies go forward into attack and unable to put the shot in. So Yarrawonga comes down with the rebounds as Hannah Symes will take it, and they'll look to go back into attack.
Lots of contested possession in this game, and lots of contests that aren't getting whistled, and it's keeping players in play, which is great. So Davis, contested ball into Allen, just on the wrong angle, slightly millimetre. So the Magpies will have the opportunity to attack again.
And we've seen the last few balls into Allen over the top, and I wonder now they need to look to change that up, and Allen needs to start coming forward, because that's not working. Katie Dean needs to put a stop to that, and that probably needs to be something they need to change up now. The next few entries in as Wangaratta looks to go forward. Amy Byrne's timing has been excellent since she's come into this position, and Izzy Newton is also creating a lot of play onto that circle edge as Georgia Clark is presenting front really nicely, and the way she's moving doesn't look like she's up in any confidence at all after that knee injury last year, which is so great to see for her and for the Wang Magpies as they move forward with their centre pass. And again,
all coming through and just can't gain possession.
And Leah Gendry, she's not the tallest, so she didn't have the arm span to try and pull that one in. But I tell you what, she went up with those arms for that one to try and intercept it. But a beautiful weighted ball from Tilla Kennedy over the top, finds Maddie Allen on that occasion. And she puts it in for Yarrawonga. So they just hold on to that lead, going 10 goals, leading Wangaratta 9 on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
And Moore going for the high ball again. Dean can't get 2 hands to it, slipping through to Allen, and Allen gaining possession. They won't want to do too many more of those. Moore with the rebound and making that goal good. So the Pigeons out to a 2-goal lead. 11 plays 9 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Thinking back to that first quarter, our quarter's best, I'm actually struggling to decide. I think it was very evenly matched across the quarter. I don't think there was one player that really stood out in that first quarter.
Leah Gendry probably had a great quarter and just tipped a lot of balls.
As we see Izzy Newton reading that off the ball, and a heavy knock here. Leslie taking a few deep breaths, coming back into play. Really contested play here. Davis, Kennedy using circle edge, much better attacking play from her. Dean attempts the high ball and the look away pass from Moore. Allen though can't quite drop it in, a little bit of a short shot from her. So Magpies with the opportunity to come through. Grady to Cooper, Genvy right deep on the sideline, and a centering ball there, better from the Magpies. So we see her body hit the deck again. Just bounce back up, ready to feed, and well done from Byrne, finding the space with the 2-on-1 and netting another goal there. She's been really solid since coming on at quarter time. 11 plays, 10 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. 8.5 minutes played in this second quarter.
More looking for the call, but it wasn't given there, but umpires called it further down the court in Yarrawonga's favour. So Leslie with penalty. Kennedy finds Davis, and she finds Allen at the top of the circuit. It's not within her range, so she looks for the refeed. Moore with a couple of quick refeeds to work herself under the post, and she won't make any mistakes with that one. So Yarrawonga just sneaking out to a 2-goal lead, 12-10 leading Wangaratta. Premiership scoreboard, and a penalty is called. So Yarrawonga with the opportunity just to take it further if they can make the most of this, and not with a pass like that, unfortunately.
No, and just off balance, I think, and just a bit of miscommunication, but Moore coming through with the defensive intercept. It's a nice little stat for Moore. Kennedy happy to sit off the circle more as well, nearly becoming like a third feeder, and this is probably more the traditional setup we've seen for the Pigeons as well, with Moore out in goal attack and Allen back in shooter. Moore using the baseline well then, and just the space in front of Dean, but can't net that shot, and it falls out in the hands of the Magpies. Cooper in wing defence, off to Grady, to Genvy in that centre channel. Byrne, lots of passes here between the Magpies, not in their circle yet. Byrne to Genvy, and quick hands into their circle. Great front present from Clark. The hands of Symes nearly gaining possession. Baseline covered, and the shot goes up from Leah Genvy, but it falls short and not into the hands of those shooters from Ryan. Great work there to see that Grady's hands and eyes were down, and a clever pass into space on the opposite side of the ring from Moore to Allen, and a conversion there from Allen takes the Pigeons out to a 3-goal lead. 13 plays 10 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
So Maddie Allen coming out of the circle on that occasion, and on the way back in is able to draw the penalty. Or is it, oh no, sorry.
Moore's drawing the penalty from
top of the
Grady,
circle.
contact. There, they're just setting the penalty, and a great pass option from Moore to Allen, and she makes no doubt. So 4 goals the lead here, 14 plays 10. That's our largest lead so far of this game. Genvy, parallel pass to Byrne, always tricky, but Newton finding Genvy on the circle, and Smart putting that ball down while the hands of Symes were up, and Clark a quick goal from the Magpies. Probably one of their quicker balls and shots off a centre pass. Tilly Kennedy just struggling to find a little bit of space getting onto that circle edge, and Katie Dean coming through, reading that really well.
Moore could see her, she went to tap it, but it wasn't enough on it, so Magpies move it forward, and again Byrne coming out doing the power work in that goal attack position. Newton finds Clark on the baseline and drills it. Great pass into her, and she makes no mistake. So Wang trying to stay in touch, moved to 12 goals, trailing Yarrawonga 14 on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Yarrawonga.
Grady to Newton, Newton to Genvy. Great front position there from Clark, holding nice and strong to keep the body and the arms of Symes out of reach. She'll gain possession and takes a shot, and the shot is good. So 1 goal the difference here, 14 plays 13 deep in this second quarter, thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Another mistake from the Pigeons, so just can't quite find their groove, but credit to the defensive pressure of the Magpies, really flooding all of the space and really making it hard for these passes to come through. Hannah Grady, transition place, great vision, great pass to Clark, using the baseline. An even ball game again late in this second quarter, about 2.5 minutes left here. Newton in centre, gives off to sister Byrne. Genvy with the fake. Laura Ryan hands over pressure is good. Byrne puts up the shot, not quite falling through. There's a leave it, so there must have been a Pigeon hand in there.
And smart play, and good talking to recognise that and communicate that and let that go, knowing they were going to get the throw in. So Genvy, not on circle edge, but works it to Byrne and works it back to Genvy, and they find Newton at the top, and now they're able to work it in under the post to Amy Byrne. She takes the shot, but bounces out, and Hannah Symes ever reliable under that, and Pigeons look to go forward late. So Tilly Kennedy with the ball, finds Allen coming out of the circle. She looks to find more under the post, but there's a miscommunication there, and the ball goes to the back line. So Wang get it back again, and they're going to drive it forward late. Newton finds Grady. They centre it to Genby. Goes back to Grady. They're moving it with a bit.
Hannah Symes. That is
going to put an end to
that. And nearly straight back into the hands of Hannah Grady, but Hannah Symes, great vision from her. Kennedy, much better timing the last few transitions down. She's just come that half a second earlier and made the timing much better. Davis will get us underway right in the centre channel, top of the circle. Cross court, deep into the pocket to Kennedy, looking for the ball over, and it makes its way into Allen. They're just setting the penalty. Katie Dean out of play. Allen, shot for the Pigeons, back out to 1-15. Place 14 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Davis to Moore. Kennedy, much better. Second phase from her to hit the ring. Ball to Allen, into Moore.
Smart little pass over the top.
And a nice, smart, quick goal from the Pigeons. So 2 goals is the lead. 16 plays 14. Can the Magpies get another quick goal before this siren for half-time? Newton to Genby. Hands over pressure from Ryan to Byrne. Back to Newton. Gains possession. Split circle. Georgia Clark opts for the refeed, asks for the ball over, and defensive pressure from the Pigeons forces the ball to go back and back again to Cooper on the transverse line. Genby having to go back further, and dribble ball there from Grady. Clark looking for someone, and Newton in the pocket, so the defensive pressure from Pigeons just stepped up in that last 15-second effort. Every hand was over. Davis to Leslie, and the siren rings for half-time. So half-time here, 16. The Pigeons lead the Magpies 14. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Thanks to Macrae Motors, the Pigeons with the slight advantage here at half-time at the JC Lowe Oval. A ripping day for netball. Kind of glad I'm not running around Tam Matthews because it is really hot just standing on the sideline.
It is hot, and these players are certainly going to know about it. But look, it's a great test, I guess, to see where they're at fitness-wise, mental fatigue, and also the depth of their benches. And I know I've mentioned before that I think Wang's bench goes fairly deep. We know that they use their bench well. Their players are willing and prepared and able to move between positions fairly comfortably and fairly seamlessly. And I think we're going to see how well that happens today. We can already see from the sideline a few changes over there.
Looks like Georgia Clark's coming off for a rest. Kelly Keane will go into shooter with Amy Byrne in goal attack and Brooke Price coming onto the court in wing defence. So some fresh legs for the Magpies and the Pigeons. Em Larissy coming onto the court in wing defence. Laura Davis into that goal attack position with Moore behind her and goal shooter. Laura Ryan into centre. We didn't see a lot of that last season, so it'll be interesting to see how she plays in there. And we commented last week, her sister Georgia Ryan playing at the Saints in wing defence. They were nearly a carbon copy of each other in many, many ways. And Laura Ryan in centre here from the Pigeon gets us underway in this third quarter thanks to Macrae Motors. Moore to Ryan Davis coming through.
And I think this is a move they did last week, talking to Sarah Moore. I think Laura Davis went to goal attack and Laura Ryan filled that centre position for them. So,
and certainly
they've done before, which is nice.
Absolutely, and certainly, sorry, Tam, to cut you off. Fitness-wise, Laura Davis, you couldn't tell that she had a baby last season. She's moving really, really well, and so nice to see her back for the Pigeons. And their coach, Laura Irvine, heavily pregnant, expecting in the not-too-distant future Kelly Keane notching up a nice goal there for the Magpies. It's so nice to see her on the side of the court. It looks like a little netball underneath her dress.
Yeah, I know. She looks gorgeous, doesn't she? And I have no doubt we'll see her at some stage. And I think there'll be a lot of people that won't know that Laura Davis is the sister of Sarah Wallington, who is a Tony Wilson medalist. So, there's certainly plenty of netball experience and pedigree there with Laura Davis, and she's a ripping player and can really play across a lot of positions. And I think that's the great thing about Laura that Yarrawonga will be loving about having her in the side. She can really swing through any of those mid-court positions and pop into a shooter.
Well done from the Pigeons, and you could hear the crowd willing that to be a held ball. Larissy coming through, heavy defence there, and nice to see Larissy taking the court here. Previously Coral Rutherglen player, but she's been living in Yarrawonga, I believe, the last 12 months and working.
Or more, I think so. Build a house over here with a partner.
More indeed. Body on body. A long shot from her. It just spins and trickles out. Great rebound from Grady. An obstruction call will put more out of play, and Price opts for the long ball to Newton coming through, asks for the transition ball again. Price brings a different dynamic into that wing defence role. She's a very physical player, and kind of the matchup between Tilly Kennedy could get a bit fiery.
We're very interested to see, and you're right, just a different style of player, and they'll be looking for something different from her than what they would have got from a Liga Genby or an Ellie Cooper. So
goal there from Keane, keeping the Magpies in touch. 17 goals, plays 16. Genby gives back to Price. Defensive effort from the Pigeons has increased to start this third quarter. Davis hands over again. Tilly Kennedy hands over. Price to Byrne, and there is a contact call off the ball. Izzy Newton with the contact. So Symes gives off to Larissy. Transition ball to Ryan in that centre position. Moore coming out deep in that baseline to Ryan. She hits the top of the circle, so does Moore. Clever play there not to give the ball to Davis, who's trying to create space. And the Magpies coming up with the 1%er again. So the ball swings back into the Magpies' possession, and they're attacking third rather quickly. Newton, centre channel for her, gives off to Keane. Hands over by Symes. Larissy Hands over.
And we know Wang are prepared to work it around there.
Another
held
held
pass, but that one took a bit too long.
And another held ball, that pressure coming through, and there's a real height mismatch now with the Pigeons' defensive lineup, particularly with Larissy in that wing defence position. So that hands over pressure just makes all the difference, and I think that would be something that Laura Irvine asked them at half-time. I think that faded off for parts of that second quarter, that we know how great their defensive effort can be, which Wang nearly were able to sustain for the most part of that second quarter.
Yeah, we see great strength there from Tilly Kennedy on the circle, pulling that ball in. She'll look for a shooter to present front here. Goes to Ryan in the pocket. Smart little play to get the ball down to Moore, but again, quick refeed out to Ryan, to Kennedy, and finds Moore on the baseline, and she makes no mistake. So Yarrawonga moved to 18, leading the Magpies 16 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Kennedy finds in the pocket and a smart little pass quickly into Moore under the post, and they move out to 19, leading the Magpies 16.
Better centre pass there from the Pigeons. 3 passes and it was in their ring. They'll be looking to do that as Byrne struggles to find someone in the attacking third. It goes back, and now in the attacking third again. Keane into what she thought was Byrne, but the hands of Leslie. Larissy, two-handed take there under pressure. Kennedy's right in that centre channel to Davis. Laura Ryan out to Moore, and clever play from Moore to the drive of Davis. Great defensive effort from Grady to get a hand on that ball. Pigeons with the throw-in. Halfway on the baseline, Davis regains possession to Kennedy. Swinging it out is Davis. Long shot for her, and the pass over Grady. Clever use of her body, trying to flick it back to herself, but over the baseline instead. So Moore to Kennedy at the top of the circle. Better body positioning from there over the hands of Price, but can't quite pull it in. And Genvy on her own in the centre third. Gives off to Keane from that centre channel. Keane, longish shot, can't quite nail it. Leslie with the two-handed rebound.
And with that height mismatch, you can see the confidence Leslie has just to turn and throw it into the space, knowing that Em Larissy has that height advantage. She goes to go long to Kennedy in the pocket, but there's a bit too much on that one, and the ball's out. So Katie Dean with the throw-in for Magpies, but there's a time call there for the Magpies. I think Hannah Grady called
injury
time
time.
off.
Yep. Price going into goal defence, and we'll see Ellie Cooper coming back on into wing defence. So Price, known as a circle defender and wing defence previously at her time at the Raiders. Hopefully,
not sure what the injury is there to Hannah Grady.
No, she's had a few issues with her feet in previous
she's gone
seasons.
She's gone for the tape, so it could be blisters too.
Something, or an ankle, but yeah, no, last year she was kind of managing a few injuries throughout the season as Keane puts out another shot, and Leslie, clever rebound from her, but the smarts of both Leslie and Keane has Keane with possession, and another shot from her falls through. So 19 plays 17 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
Yeah, I was chatting to Han. I know she had some back struggles in the past, but she said she started Pilates and it's just been absolutely 110%. She's just amazing reformer.
I wonder if I was going to say the dust collector, as Sam calls it, at our house that's sitting in our lounge room.
She did start the dust collector, yeah. So, no, she said it's been amazing. So it looks like she's something to do with her feet, and like I said, I wonder if it could be blisters. It's pretty hot out there, and feet wouldn't be used to that. Those conditions. As Wang look to go, they into attack, finds Byrne deep into the pocket of the circle. She has to go back to Newton, just trying to get someone coming forward. But Kylie Leslie, that aerial jump, and they've earned the ball on the baseline. So Symes, quick ball, give and go, and they're looking to try and get it out of there fairly quickly.
A few people commented at halftime about how low scoring this game is, and it's just reflective of the defensive pressure of both teams. No one is giving an inch, and a contact, heavy contact. Leslie standing up tall. Kennedy to Ryan, both presenting front. Davis, well done from Kennedy, recognised that Cooper had the space, and she just took
some great change of direction to go back into that space, back space that was open up.
Contact call, Dean out of play, Moore with the penalty shot, and the shot is good. So the Pigeons out to 20, a 3-goal lead, 20 plays 17 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Over halfway through this third quarter, Brooke Price on to Cooper, to Newton, to Byrne, to Newton, to Kelly. Keane, sorry. Got a bit hung up on what was happening then. I lost my words. Ryan, though, great defensive effort from her and a contact call. Genvi taking her place out of play in that transition ball. Great from the Pigeons. Davis, crafty play.
I'm just happy to sit outside this circle and a bit like Sarah Moore was doing earlier, play that third feeding role as she goes over the top to Laura Ryan. And a nice little pop pass into Laura Davis. She's got nice strong hands, Laura. So
right idea from Kennedy, but Dean read it like a book and read it beautifully and took it to hands. As Leslie does the same, both defensive ends just really starring here. And again, we talk about the second quarter, really hard to nail a quarter's best for Cavalier Homes, but I did love Amy Byrne in the first half of that second quarter. I thought she was really quite calm and added a little bit in that attacking line, but then I think Kylie Leslie kind of found her measure late into that second quarter as Moore tips in another goal there for the Pigeons. They are out to 4, 21 plays 17 here. Laura Ryan for the Pigeons to Leslie. Moore trying to get Dean out of play in that backspace. Kennedy to Davis, to Ryan. Moore coming out of the circle just on a really nice angle and happy to play the ball back to Kennedy. And again, opting for the high ball in, and that height mismatch just can't work there as Brooke Price gets a little tip on the ball and another held ball. I think that's 3 going in the way of the Pigeons in this third quarter.
So Laura Ryan will take it for the Pigeons, top of the circle. Elects to go wide to Moore. She has to go back to Ryan, and Laura Davis works it in. Brooke Price just a little bit late coming through, so Moore will take the penalty and no doubt will step that up to take that shot. Katie Dean tries to jump the shot, but to no avail. So Yarrawonga moved to 22, leading the Magpies 17 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Third quarter action brought to you by McRae Motors. It's a tight game.
And in the other game, Lavington have a 13 goals. Sorry, it just clicked over as I said that lead. 37 plays, 24. Long shot from Kelly Keane. Bombs another one for the Magpies. So 22 plays, 18 here. Leslie to Kennedy to Ryan. Ryan's been really nice in centre. It's a really nice calm, and she uses that transition play that she has from wing defence in there. Kennedy, clever play, but well read by Brooke Price, coming off the ball there, getting a hand to it, but it will be a Pigeons throw in right next to the post on the baseline. Moore stepping up, Ryan offering, but the ball goes to Kennedy. Davis and Moore using body, very clever there to gain possession. So Davis, another nice goal from her and another really calm head on court. She just never seems to be too frazzled, Laura Davis.
No, she doesn't, and she works really hard to set up the play down there. Very calm and does a lot of work off the ball too.
Pigeons hands over everything. You can see them all mouths gaping, trying to go for those balls. And Kennedy nearly with the 1% of it, an offside call. Magpies ball right at the high corner.
And what they've done really well, the Yarrawonga defence, is they've really been able to force the Magpies all into one area of the court on a couple of occasions and right up against one area or one sideline, especially with those hands and that height of M. Larissy. As we see Yarrawonga with another baseline throw in, Hannah Symes, another quick one out to Leslie, but a penalty against M. Larissy at the top of the circle, so didn't get away with that one.
Maybe just that height mismatch. It just looked like the elbow had gone in because she's asking why I didn't do that, but that's how the umpire saw it. So Magpies will look to use this to their advantage. The bounce pass goes from Newton to Genvi. Newton gives off to Byrne. Asks for it again, but it goes to Keane. She's going for the long ball again. The ball is good. Kelly Keane, masterclass in the long shot, the last couple. Ryan Davis, great centre pass from her, just coming straight up that centre channel. Kennedy to Moore. Defensive effort from Dean is great. Davis gives off the bounce pass again to Kennedy, and the space on the baseline. Oh, Davis, what great
Great
hands
balance
and balance to get that before falling off court. Dean tries to do the same. The possession is the way of Moore, and a long shot from Moore as well. Nice and smooth is the shot from Sarah Moore. Back out to 5 of the Pigeons. 24 plays 19 here with very little to go in this third quarter.
And Byrne nearly drops the pass, but able to recoup it. Takes the shot, but unfortunately it bottles out. So Yarrawonga again will look to go forward. They use hand signs 2 or 3 times before they look to go down the court. Laura Ryan, and they're able just to clear the centre of the court really nicely and allow someone to drive into that. They've done that well this quarter. Yarrawonga as Moore ends up with the ball at the top of the circle and puts that goal in. So they move to 25, leading the Maggies 19 as Laura Ryan takes the ball. Quick pass to Tilly Kennedy, gets it back to Laura Ryan.
Sarah Moore talking to her players around her, saying keep going to really get the defender in front and out of the way for someone else. And I really think Tilly Kennedy's worked out Ellie Cooper a little bit better in this third quarter when she came on as wing defence. Moore on the baseline. The shot just short, and Price in possession for the Magpies. Gives off to Dean, to Cooper. Centering ball to Price, to Newton. And great long ball there to Genvy, but it's back in the centre third for the Magpies. Cooper to Genvy. Again, a great use of the edge of the circle there from her in the space in front of Larissy. Not asking for the ball over. Newton to Genvy again, congested the ball are the Pigeons. It's in the circle now in the hands of Byrne. Great refeed there, sister to sister, and a pass option to Keane. Clever from Byrne, and Keane nets that one. So we're back to 5, 20 plays 25. The Pigeons with the lead here. About 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. Ball over the top to Newton, but she gains the balance and hands it in. Symes tempting the baseline ball there, but not quite out of play is the contact. Keane will get another shot with Leslie out of play as well. Stepping in front of the defenders, and the goal from Keane. 25 plays 21 here as the siren sounds for three-quarter time at the JC Low Oval. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? one for sport, and one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, thanks to McRae Motors. Pigeons with the 5-goal lead, 26-21 here, three-quarter time. Looking at the Pigeons, I can't see... Oh, Maddie Allen, it looks like, may have the shooter bib back on, and that will see more going back out into goal attack. And a couple of changes for the Magpies as well. What a game it's been so far. The defensive effort, such a low-scoring game, but so great. And I love that the umpires are letting the players contest and keeping players in the game.
Yeah, I agree, Ree, because it hasn't been undisciplined. It's just been really solid contesting, and I think players have had to work hard and earn the ball, and I think that, you know, that's how it should be. You know, there's no free passes given, and it's going to be the team that attacks the ball and earns the ball that comes up with it. As we see the start of the final quarter here, Laura Ryan takes the ball for Yarrawonga. Kylie Leslie finds Maddie Allen driving very high out of the circle. She goes back to Larissy on the line.
Davis has been swung into wing attack, so Tilly Kennedy getting the break there after her three quarters, and a great goal from Moore to start this third quarter. As the only change for the Magpies, Clark has come on into goal attack. And it'll be interesting to see how that changes with Keane behind her, but a replay call there. So the Pigeons back in possession. Symes, long ball to Leslie, puts her in there attacking third, and Moore has all faith in Ryan, and that is a very, very quick transition from the Pigeons. Price standing out of play. Allen, little shot there from her is good. 7 goals the lead here, 28 plays, 21. Ryan to Moore to Davis. Great second phase there from the Pigeons. Davis, a little ball into Moore, waiting for the front space to come up in front of Allen, and Price just getting a hand on it. So the Pigeons with the throw-in. Davis, high ball into Allen, and just the right amount of weight on that to right in possession, but I reckon the sun is right in their highway for that.
They're really hesitating, aren't they? It seems that way. As Newton takes the ball for Magpies, so Genby's hard off that line, and they're just being held up here. The hands of Leslie and Larissy is really obstructing their vision as Keane goes over the top and finds the backspace of Clark, and she's able to step onto it and pull it in and puts the goal in for Magpies. So trying to stay in touch, they move to 22, trailing Yarrawonga 29 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Yarrawonga attack the ball. Laura Ryan finds Allen again coming out. That's a bit better movement from her, I think, rather than just looking for those big ones over the top, which we were seeing earlier in the game.
And Allen, if she had just released it half a second later, had more coming straight under the post. But it is still Pigeons' possession in the hands of Moore to Davis and back into Moore, and a great pop pass there to Allen. Defender's eyes were down. She put the shot up and just reefs out. Great rebound from Brooke Price. Nice and strong under the ring to Cooper in wing defence for the Magpies. Newton to Clark, and that congestion from the Magpies sees the Magpies stuck on one side, but Genvy swings it across. Newton centre channel to Keane. Leslie trying to find the front space, as is Symes. Hands over pressure. Great 3 feet from Hannah Symes. Doesn't worry Georgia Clark, though. A really nice goal from her. They are back within 6, 29 plays, 23 here.
And you can hear the Wangaratta bench getting up and about as
Speed from Newton. She just was all over that ball.
And a great pass there by Georgia Clark into that back space of Kelly Keane, and a beautiful shot. So they're up and about, Wang. They can certainly feel that they're still within reach here as they move to 24, trailing Yarrawonga 29.
And so much time left in this third quarter. So if they're going to march a comeback, it needs to come early in this quarter, but more nice and calm turns. Looks to shoot, but it's the pass instead fooling everyone. And Allen drops in for her. The Pigeons go out to 30. Leading the Magpies 24 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, the fourth quarter, thanks to Martin's Travel Group, Aubrey and Bert. Cassar came and saw us in the break. Bert Tate, sorry. Bridget Cassar's father. Bert Tate, a shout out to Peter Seymour if you're listening. Bert sends his regards and he's glad that you're on the other end.
Tuning in from Cairns, so it's great to see that
the weather's similar here today, just minus a little bit of humidity.
Yeah, that's right. Great to see that we're reaching people all over the country.
And the ball just figuring out where the penalty's being set. Jen, great use of the baseline from Clark. Defenders with flat feet, and Clark nets another one back within 5. 30 plays 25 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. More of you just knew where the space was, but Dean, what a defensive effort and what a classy player she is, and a credit to her, celebrating her 200th game in A grade for the Magpies last week, but not far off 250 A grade games in total. I believe not too far away for Dean, but just such a competitor and such a positive influence on her players and those around her. But Davis, a contact call, really putting the body on the line. Magpies giving everything, wanting to decrease this deficit. Price gives off to Newton. Cooper asking for it over the top, and Ryan tries her best to get in there. Great drive from her to hit circle edge. Nothing presents in front, so they're forced to go back. Keane goes across court, cross circle to Newton, high ball to Keane, cross circle again. Well done from Leslie there, getting in front of Clark just to push that ball back over the baseline. So Clark looking for the setup in front. Ball goes to Newton just off the top of the circle. Both shooters presenting, and the ball just went in the space between both shooters. Leslie coming through two hands. So Larissy, she's been great through that transition.
Cooper with the fly.
Cooper with the fly, and Genvi was going as well, but it'll be the Pigeons' possession for the throw-in. They're attacking centre third. Ryan giving the ball.
Moore begging for it almost, but Ryan says, nope, not yours, and looks for someone else.
And cross court again, Ellie Cooper. Oh, she was so close. Dean again. Just the obstruction call. She hangs her head because she was so close to that one. Allen gives off to Davis, top of the circle. Nice strength from Davis. There's an obstruction contact call at the top of the circle, so Moore sets the penalty, stepping it in, falls short. Both defenders are out, so Moore will have another go and just links in. 31 plays 25 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
And we've just seen Yarrawonga have just been able to stave off Wang. Wang have been able to sort of, attempt these comebacks, get back within a few, and Yarrawonga have just been able to put the foot down and push that lead out again. So, they've come, Wangaratta, and they just haven't quite been able to get them. So plenty of time left in this game, though, that's for sure. And I have no doubt they're going to keep coming. So let's see what Yarrawonga continue to do as Kylie Leslie grimaces and shakes her hand. She looks like she's hurt her fingers there as Kelly Keane puts the ball in for Wangaratta. So, like I said, they keep coming. They move to 26, trailing Yarrawonga 31 as Moore finds Davis on the sideline.
Trying for the two hands. Davis just slightly in front. May not be able to be the option again. Davis might have to come back onto that one. Draw. Cooper deep into that third and come back for the next one, but the ball goes into Allen. She'll get another shot. The obstruction coming first. They're setting the penalty. She's got the shade of the post to help this time, and it is good. 32 plays 26 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Newton gives off to Clark. Clark asking for the Magpies to come forward. Defensive pressure from Davis is an obstruction. Price lining up. Newton, the hands of Ryan just getting in the way, and Larissy just half a step off the defence there. Great ball from Newton out of the outstretched arms of Leslie into the steady hands of Clark. Another goal from her. 32 plays 27 here. Over half of this last quarter played. Still plenty of time left. Davis, great defense there from the Magpies. They forced her to go back, and you can just see every player has a player more finding the space in front of Allen. Taking a second. Oh, held ball. So just an extra second, a quick call from the umpire. So the Magpies are quick on the attack and quick transition from them. Price asking for the ball in that centre third. Great timing from Clark and communication where she wanted it. Genvy puts the fake in. Hands over pressure. Newton a little bit too much on that ball.
Clark had the right setup. She knew where she wanted it, and Newton knew where it needed to go. But there was too much pepper on that one, and Yarrawonga was at the opportunity.
In Newton's face too. She knew that was a real opportunity for them. So Symes to Larissy to Leslie. The hands over pressure of Wang. Every player is just so focused on their own player. It's great to see more. Davis, great use of her body there to come off Cooper and around and gain that front possession. And Cooper is stood out of play. The ball goes into the far pocket. High ball into Moore. Quick hands.
Screen by Allen, but the quick hands from Moore. Little pop pass to Allen, and she's got it right under the post and makes no mistakes. So Yarrawonga continue to extend 33. Plays 27 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard as Wang go for it again. Clark's high up on the transverse. She goes to Genvy. They use the reset option in Brooke Price. And the penalty is called against Ryan.
Trying to get out of that one by sidling back, but a contact call first. Keen, well done from Larissy. Knew she wasn't going to gain possession, but taps it out of court. So the Magpies with the throw in here while they're retrieving the ball. While we talk about shooters, Tam, should make special mention to Mia Lavis. She's been selected in the Australian under-17s team after her performance for Victoria at the National Championships in Darwin last week. What a little superstar.
Yeah, look, it's a phenomenal achievement, and I was lucky enough and had some time during the week, so jumped onto KO and you know, watched a lot of their games, and particularly the finals, and she had an outstanding week and certainly carried a lot of the shooting load for that Vic side, and you know, there was some really fantastic things written about her and her performances up there last week. So
shooting at something over 90% for the majority of the tournament. That is all you want from a goaler.
Oh, absolutely.
As more trickles the ball
as a true defender there. But no, look, it's a phenomenal achievement for her, and fantastic for obviously her, but for our league and for her club raiders, and credit to her. She missed something like 8 or 9 weeks last year with stress fractures. So, you know, for a young player, that's a big injury to have to come back from. But, you know, and really could dent your confidence. But I think she learned a lot from that injury, from sitting on the sidelines, and saw that as a learning opportunity, and came back and I guess has learnt to manage her body and her injuries as well, and had a great week up there. So she'll have the opportunity, I think, to be part of some national training camps, and look, the experience and the coaching she's going to get from those camps is just going to be phenomenal. And, you know, I just don't think you can underestimate the value of that, and the experience will just be something once in a lifetime opportunity for her, and no doubt there'll be bigger and better things. I did hear on the grapevine that there's been our clubs knocking on her door left, right and centre, so there'll be lots of opportunities coming her way, and I know that her and her family will certainly be weighing up those very with a lot of consideration. And look, luckily for the Ovens and Murray, we'll get to see her tomorrow in an Ovens and Murray dress when she plays for our 17 and under representative side at the Carnival in Wangaratta, and in preparation for our interleague side and game in a few weeks' time against the Goulburn Valley, and then hopefully at the qualifying tournament for association champs, and hopefully that team can progress through to Melbourne. So look, we're really excited that she's part of our league, and that, yeah, we get to see her in a black and yellow dress.
Oh, excellent. Smooth play from the Magpies. They still trail by 5, 34-29. Pigeons in control here, just doing enough to keep this 5-goal buffer. Leslie going back to Larissy, to Ryan, looks for the double play in the hands of Genvy, just getting in the way. The other player that represented the Ovens and Murray and herself and her family was Christina Gucci in that under-19s Victorian team, and did so with gusto as well. So I'm really excited to see what the two of them bring back to the court after their experience. Lavington with a very, very comprehensive lead in their game against the Rovers, as we see more over the body of Dean to Allen. It just trickles in. 35 plays 29 here in this fourth quarter. The Pigeons leading. It's about 2.5 minutes to go. And the Panthers 61 leading the Rovers 31 at Wangaratta Rovers. Something we assume we see, but a great ball there. Symes trying to get through, but Clark ever so steady. So nice to see just how confident she is on court, and it's great for the Magpies. 35 plays 30. Davis to Leslie to Ryan.
Ryan's had a great game too. She has just worked tirelessly for these 4 quarters and been really consistent for them as Maddie Allen takes a shot under the post. Puts another one on the scoreboard, the X-Ray Group scoreboard for Yarrawonga as they move to 36, leading the Magpies 30. Newton takes the ball from the Magpies. Clark off the line. She sees Kelly home, but so did Hannah Symes, and she took the intercept beautifully.
Oh, Larissy. I don't know.
Ambitious pass there
and
from
it looked
Yarrawonga.
like it was in Allen's favour, but Dean with the intercept. So Clark coming through centre channel to Newton. Genevieve, and again, home alone in a way was Kelly Keane, but the ball just a little bit too big.
There's
so
some ambitious passes.
A couple of ambitions just coming out late.
Might be the fatigue. Look, it's hot, and these players will be getting tired, and are probably thinking, let's just get some quick runs on the scoreboard. It's late in the game.
Hard to pick a player of the day, really. Like, everyone's just really competitive, and the partnerships have been great. Price, great defensive effort there from her. We've seen a few players in a few different positions as well. More lining up and opts for the pass to Allen, who sinks another goal here. So 37 plays 30, about 30 seconds left here to play. Leslie gives off to Davis, to Ryan, again deep in that pocket. As the hooter signs for full time, and Allen nailing the shot right on full time there. So Pigeons victors here in this grand final rematch. 38 played the Magpies 30. Great effort from both teams, and just shows what a defensive game this was in the heat. Players are shaking hands. Big thank you as always to our major sponsor, McRae Motors, and our quarter sponsors, Martin's Travel Group Albury, the X-Ray Group, Cavalier Homes, and 777 Automotive. Without those people, we couldn't bring you such a broadcast, as Tam Matthews gets our player of the day in Laura Ryan. Congratulations, Laura, our player of the day for today. Is it a little bit hot out there?
From one redhead to another, I totally feel you.
Try that again. Sorry, Laura, but yes, great effort and such a defensive game from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the ball was definitely up and down a lot, which kept mid-quarters busy. But I think, yeah, it goes to show probably two of the really big contenders again for the year. Keeps the pressure right around the court, which was really nice to play.
Awesome. And also your injection into centre, we saw you in wing defence mainly last year. It's nice probably to go for a bit of a run. How has that mid-court been working? We saw Laura Davis in centre, in wing attack and goal attack as well.
Yeah, we've really got the luxury at the moment of lots of rotations throughout the court, and actually both ends. We've got lots of players who are really strong lots of players who are really strong in a number of positions, which is a nice luxury to have. We had quite a set 7 last year. Not to say, obviously, that it wasn't working, but it's really nice to have just a few new players through this season so far, and we've been making lots of rotations, which is nice. Would have liked a little bit of bench time.
And credit to the Magpies. How nice to see Georgia Clark on court after obviously that tumultuous end to last year. And credit to both teams. It was just so congested everywhere. What were Laura Irvine's instructions going into the last quarter?
Yeah, just to stay in control. We obviously generated plenty of turnover from the defensive end, and I think we'll just we really were trying to keep up with their pace. I think they've got quite a speedy mid-court, and I think we were then rushing it into our attack, and that's where we were losing control a little bit. But just to play nice and steady, play our game, step up, nice hands over, and yeah, just keep working.
Awesome, and nice to see your sister joining the league. We got to see her play last week, and when she turned around, we're like, oh, we know exactly which one is Georgia. How has she found the change of competition?
Yeah, I think she's really enjoying it. She hasn't had the luxury to play the last few seasons, so I think she's also probably shocked herself to come straight into A-grade, but she's really enjoying it. Yeah, from all reports, she's a nice group of girls at Middleton. We know they're travelling really well, so I think she'll have a nice year there.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see that hit out. Enjoy this afternoon, a day on the green. Is that correct?
Yeah,
what a cracking day for it.
It's a day on the green, good day to celebrate.
Oh, awesome. Laura Ryan, our player of the day. Thank you very much and good luck. Awesome. Well, that has seen the Pigeons grand final rematch, 38 plays 30. What a great asset to our league, Laura Ryan. Great character. And yes, very hot. Tam Matthews. Oh, there's a few games left of the weekend. Albury and North for Mind is going to be another belter on Tuesday for Anzac Day. I think both teams are very quite evenly matched and a little bit of an unknown on court. They're still trying to find their systems and their combinations.
Yeah, look, this is a really close game for me and really tough one to pick. I think we know that in North mid-court's quite fast. We know what they are going to bring when they have an Emily Brown there. There's going to be really strong attack on the ball, but we also know Albury have that through Gabe McRae and Heidi Fisher. So I think there's going to be some great battles in the mid-court. We saw the shooting style and strength of North Albury with young Sophia Colhagen and Lily Kelly stepping up from the 17s. But I think we saw that last week in that game against Middleford that the Albury defence are building, and Brigitte Singh, she was really great. I think she's only going to get stronger. They'll bring back Sarah Millington, I would imagine. She will add strength to that defensive lineup along with Neve Thorne. So I think it's going to be a great game. I think Albury, after seeing them against Myrtleford, will come out on top, but I don't think there'll be much in it.
And that is being played at Button Park on Tuesday on Anzac Day, kicking off at 2:30. The other game that is left to play will be the Wodonga Raiders, Wodonga Bulldogs game. Again, I just really hope the Bulldogs can contest for the 4 quarters. I think Raiders are just going to have a little bit too much strength. The area that I think will be really interesting is the height mismatch, because the Bulldogs do have some real height in their goal circles. So I think if Cassie Mathy, Lisa French or Ruby Martin can be really stand up and strong against the defensive Goldsworthy and Mackenzie House, they've got a real opportunity. But I think for mine, Raiders will just have a little bit more experience.
Yeah, look, I agree. And I think Wodonga may be missing Leah Matthew. I know she's sort of carrying a bit of an injury. So I think, you know, if she's out, that really weakens their defence, just because she brings obviously so much strength and leadership on the court. So that's a big out for them. So look, I think Raiders will be a bit too strong, particularly given they've brought Emily Stewart into that side, and I think she really adds a lot of strength to that attacking end.
Awesome. Well, this has been O&M Live Netball. I'm Rhiannon Harris. Joining me again was Tamara Matthews. Thank you. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive. Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.